The ball slipped from my fingers like a betrayal I couldn't forgive, spiraling into the end zone not for a touchdown, but for the other team's glory. The crowd's roar twisted into a knife in my gut, and as the final whistle blew, sealing our loss in the state semifinals, I bolted for the locker room before anyone could see the tears burning my eyes. I cried in the locker room, until my coach walked in and told me the truth he'd been carrying for years, a secret that would shatter everything I thought I knew about loyalty, love, and the man I'd idolized since freshman year. That night in November 2024, the air in upstate New York hung heavy with the scent of wet pine and crushed grass from the field. Millbrook High's gym complex was a fortress of faded glory, peeling paint on the lockers, the echo of sneakers squeaking on hardwood like ghosts of championships past. I was Alex Harper, 18 and built like the quarterback I was supposed to be. 6'2", broad shoulders from endless drills, but inside, I was fracturing. Football was my armor, the one place where the whispers about my soft side didn't reach. Or so I told myself. I'd slumped onto the bench, helmet tossed aside, jersey clinging to my sweat-soaked skin. The sobs came unbidden, raw and ugly, because it wasn't just the game. It was Michael, my best friend, my everything unspoken. We'd been inseparable since we were kids in this nowhere town of Millbrook, population 3,200, where the biggest scandal was old man Jenkins' divorce. Michael Reyes, dark hair that fell just right, eyes like polished obsidian, a laugh that could pull you from the darkest hole. We'd shared secrets under the bleachers, late-night drives to the quarry where we'd skip rocks and talk about escaping to New York City, Broadway lights and anonymous crowds where no one cared who you loved. But 2 weeks ago, everything cracked. We'd been at his place after practice, rain pounding the roof like it was trying to drown us out. One minute we were wrestling over the remote. The next I was kissing him, desperate, terrified. The words, "I think I'm gay, Mike, and it's you," tumbling out like vomit. He froze, pulled back, his face a mask of shock that curdled into something colder. "Dude, what the hell? We're brothers. This isn't us." He laughed it off, but it was forced, brittle. Said he was straight, always had been, and maybe I needed to talk to someone. A counselor. Like I was broken. I replayed it in my head as I cried, the locker room blurring through salt water. The team had trickled out, slapping backs and muttering next year. But Michael lingered at the door, his silhouette hesitant. He opened his mouth, closed it, then walked away without a word. That hurt worse than the interception. Footsteps echoed, heavy, deliberate. I swiped at my face, but Coach William Tate was already there, his broad frame filling the doorway like a sentinel. In his late 40s, with salt and pepper hair cropped military short and a jaw that could crack walnuts, Coach Tate was Millbrook's rock. He'd turned our ragtag team into contenders, barking orders that made us better men, or so the pep rallies claimed. But his eyes, steel gray, always watching, held depths I never plumbed. "Harper," he said, voice low, not the drill sergeant bark I expected. He shut the door behind him, the click loud in the silence. "You think you're the first kid to break like this in here?" I choked on a laugh, bitter. "Coach, save it." He sat beside me, close enough that I smelled his aftershave, Old Spice mixed with the faint tang of whiskey, something he nursed after losses, or so the rumors went. His hand landed on my shoulder, firm but not crushing. "I saw you out there. Not just the fumble. The way you keep glancing at Reyes like he's the damn playbook." My heart seized. Heat flooded my cheeks. "It's not. Bullshit." His grip tightened, but his tone softened, laced with something raw. "Alex, I've been where you are. Hiding. Hurting. And I carried a secret so long it nearly killed me. One that involves Michael. And your dad." The world tilted. My dad. Tom Harper, the ghost who died in a car wreck when I was 10, drunk driver, black ice on Route 17. The man whose old Letterman jacket hung in my closet like a shroud. Coach Tate had been his best friend, recruited him to Millbrook's team back in '95. But this was a grenade. He leaned in, voice dropping to a whisper. "Your father wasn't just my teammate. He was the love of my life. We were queer as hell in a town that'd lynch us for it. Kept it buried deep, stolen moments in the woods, notes passed in chem class. When he met your mom senior year, it was real, but complicated. He chose the safe path. Married her. Had you. But he never stopped loving me. And Michael? His mom was my sister. He's my nephew. Blood. The words landed like punches. Nephew? Dad gay? Loving coach? My mind reeled, fragments of memory slotting in wrong. Dad's distant stares at old photos, the way he'd hug coach too long at barbecues. And Michael, my Michael family? Why tell me now? I rasped, throat raw. Because that boy out there's tearing himself up over you. Same way I did over your dad. He didn't reject you, Alex. He panicked. Thinks he's straight because that's what we all drill into these kids. But I've seen the way he looks at you. And after tonight, after losing because he fumbled the block on that blitz, he's blaming himself. For everything. I stood, legs shaky, the room spinning. Betrayal? No. Layers of it, wrapped in love and fear. What do I do, coach? Fix this. Or walk away? William's eyes glistened, the first crack in his armor. You fight for what's real, even if it breaks you first. That's what your dad taught me, and what I should have told you years ago. I burst out of the locker room into the chill night, the parking lot a sea of taillights and huddled parents. Michael was there, alone by his beat-up Ford, kicking gravel like it owed him money. Our eyes met, and in that beat, everything hung. The secret, the misunderstanding, the love we'd both buried under touchdowns and high fives. Alex, man, he started, but I closed the distance, grabbing his collar, pulling him into a hug that crushed the air between us. Not a kiss, not yet. Just contact, real and reckoning. We need to talk, I said, voice steady for the first time. All of it. No more hiding. He nodded against my shoulder, trembling. And as the stadium lights buzzed overhead, casting long shadows, I knew this was just the beginning. The truth coach carried had cracked us open, but maybe, in the ruins, we'd find something unbreakable. The next morning dawned gray and unforgiving, the kind of upstate November that seeps into your bones. I woke in my childhood bedroom, posters of Tom Brady peeling at the edges, the quilt Mom had sewn from Dad's old flannels scratching my skin. Sleep had been a joke, tossing through dreams of locker rooms morphing into graveyards, Dad's ghost whispering apologies. Coach Tate's revelation replayed on loop. Love, hidden, family, tangled. Michael, not rejecting but reflecting my own terror. I dragged myself to the kitchen, where Mom nursed coffee at the Formica table, her nurse's scrubs starched crisp despite the graveyard shift ahead. Ellen Harper, 45, wiry strength from double shifts at Millbrook General, eyes the same hazel as mine, but etched with lines from burying her husband too soon. She'd never remarried, said the heart only fits one puzzle. Now I wondered if that puzzle had pieces she didn't know about. Morning, champ, she said, sliding me a bowl of oatmeal laced with raisins, Dad's recipe. Heard about the game. You okay? I stirred the spoon, avoiding her gaze. Yeah, just thinking about Dad. Her smile faltered, hand pausing mid-sip. Big games always bring him back. You know he was so proud of you on that field. Proud. The word twisted. Mom, did Dad ever talk about Coach Tate? Like, more than football. She set her mug down, brow furrowing. Billy? Sure, they were thick as thieves. What? I swallowed, the oatmeal turning to lead. What if they were closer? Like, loved each other. The kitchen clock ticked, loud as a heartbeat. Mom's face drained, then flushed. Alex, where's this coming from? Some locker room gossip. Truth, Mom. From Coach himself. Last night. She stood abruptly, chair scraping linoleum. William Tate said that? About your father? Her voice cracked, not anger. Pain, fresh as '04. Tom loved me. Us. He wouldn't. But what if he loved them both? I pressed, standing too, the table a battlefield. What if he hid it to protect us? From this town, from everything. She turned away, gripping the sink, shoulders shaking. I knew he had secrets. The late nights, the hunting trips with Billy. Thought it was just guys being guys. But God, Alex, if it's true, why now? Why tell you? Because of me. And Michael. The words slipped out, damn breaking. I'm gay, Mom. Have been forever. And Michael, he's part of it. Silence stretched. Then she whirled, tears streaking her cheeks. Not disgust, devastation. My boy, why didn't you say? And Michael? Sweet kid, always at our table. She crossed to me, pulling me into a hug that smelled of lavender soap, and hospital antiseptic. I love you, Alex. Always have. Your dad did too, whatever his truths were. We stood there, clinging, the first real bridge over the chasm I'd built. But as she pulled back, wiping her eyes, she added, "Talk to William. Get the whole story. For all of us." School that day was a minefield. Millbrook High, red brick relic from the 50s, hallways buzzing with post-game autopsies. Kids slapped my back. Tough break. Harp. But their eyes lingered, sensing the fracture. I spotted Michael in the quad at lunch, hunched over a sandwich like it was contraband. Our crew, Jake the lineman, Sarah the cheer captain, chattered around him, but he was miles away. I slid onto the bench, heart hammering. "Hey." He looked up, dark circles under his eyes, but a ghost of a smile. "Hey, about last night." Later, I cut in, nodding at the group. "My place. After practice." He nodded, relief flickering. Practice was hell. Coach Tate ran us ragged, sprints till lungs burned, his whistle a lash. But his eyes met mine once, a nod, steady. Michael blocked like a demon, covering my ass on every play, as if atoning. Dusk fell early as we pulled up to my house, Mom's shift leaving it empty. We crashed on the porch swing, creaking under our weight, the quarry road winding dark below. Crickets chorused, a fall chill nipping. "Alex, that kiss," Michael started, hands twisting in his lap. I freaked. "Not because it's you. God, never that. Because, what if it's me too? Mom, Aunt Lisa, she's strict Catholic, Dad bailed when I was 5, left us scraping. If I'm, like this, in Millbrook, it's over. College scouts, gone. Family, shattered." His vulnerability gutted me. "Coach told me. You're his nephew." Michael's jaw dropped. "What? No way. He and Mom are close, yeah, but blood." And he told me about him and my dad. They were in love. Hit it. Dad chose Mom, but the heart doesn't erase. He exhaled, long and shaky. "So we're, what? Cursed?" "No." I took his hand, calluses rough from tackling dummies. "We're them, but braver. Or we try." He leaned in, forehead to mine, the dock scene in my mind, but rawer here, no lake, just us. Our lips met tentative, then fierce, a spark igniting the dry tinder of months unspoken. It was romance stripped bare, no fireworks, just the quiet burn of recognition. But as we broke apart, breathless, headlights swept the drive. Mom's car early. She stepped out, spotting us, hands linked. Her face, shock, then resolve. "Boys," she said, voice steady. "Inside. We talk. All of it." That night, over lukewarm pizza, truths spilled. Mom shared Dad's letters, hidden in the attic, confessions to Coach of love divided. Michael called his mom, speaker on, tears flowing both ends. "Lisa Tate, Billy told me years ago. About him and Tom. I was mad, then sad. But family sticks, Mijo. You love who you love." By midnight, exhausted, we collapsed on the couch, me and Michael tangled innocent, Mom's Afghan over us. Hope flickered, fragile as first snow. But Millbrook wasn't done with us. Monday brought the storm. It started with whispers. Then Jake cornered me in the John. "Heard you and Reyes are. You know. Fags." Spit flew, fist cocked. I dodged, countering with a shove that sent him sprawling. "Mind your business, asshole." Word spread like flu. By Jim, the team fractured, half loyal, half venomous. Coach Tate hauled us into his office, door locked. "This town's poison, boys. Seen it chew up better men. Your dads." We nodded, but the hits kept coming. Online, anonymous posts on the school forum, slurs photoshopped over our game picks. Queer quarterback quits. Michael's scout letter arrived. Revoked. Character concerns. Nights blurred. Me at the quarry, skipping stones till knuckles bled. Michael ghosting practices, bruises from home. Lisa defending him, but neighbors talking. Mom confronted Coach. "You started this. Fix it." He did, in his way. Town hall meeting, unannounced. Gym packed. Parents, boosters, the mayor with his comb over. Coach at the podium, voice thunder. "I've coached here 20 years. Buried secrets to keep this team whole. No more. My nephew and Harper? They're men. Loving men. And if that's a problem, look in the mirror." Gasps rippled. Walkouts. But applause too. Sarah's mom, the librarian who'd lost her son to hate in '98. Millbrook cracked, but didn't shatter. We thought that was the peak. Wrong. 2 weeks later, Christmas lights twinkling early, Michael vanished. Phone dead, house empty. Lisa frantic. He left a note. Can't drag you down. Gone to the city. My world imploded. I tore through snow-dusted roads, pounding NYC subways in vain. Penn Station, Times Square, hollow echoes. Back home, despair clawed. Coach confessed. I pushed too hard. Echoed my regrets with Tom. Betrayal stung. His truth, our catalyst, now curse. I confronted him at the field house, fists balled. You knew he'd run. Why not stop him? He didn't fight back, just sagged. Because running's what I did. To your dad. Let him go safe. Regret it every day. Mom found the note's postscript. Coordinates to our quarry spot. Dawn, I hiked there, flashlight cutting fog. He was there, curled on the ledge, staring at first light gilding the water. You came, he whispered, voice wrecked. Always. I sat beside, pulling him close. We're not them. We don't run. He sobbed then, the dam breaking. Fears of unworthiness, love's weight. I held him, whispering futures, shared apartment in Brooklyn, him studying art, me coaching like a new Tate. Romance bloomed in words, not bodies, promises etched in frost. But the real climax waited. As we descended, truck lights blinded, Jake's dad, booster bigwig, rifle slung casual. Heard you fruits were defiling the quarry. Time to teach manners. Fear iced us. Michael shoved me behind. I lunged forward. Mr. Harlan, this is private. Crack, shot echoed, warning into dirt. Private? This town's mine. Your kind ruins, boys. Coach materialized from shadows, William Tate in full fury, disarming Harlan with a wrestler's takedown. Sirens wailed, Mom's call. Cuffs clicked. Harlan spat slurs, but the law turned. In the aftermath, hospital for checkups, none needed, statements at the station. Millbrook transformed overnight. Vigils, rainbow flags on lampposts. The revocation? Overturned by outcry, scouts apologizing. Spring thawed us too. Graduation, caps tossed under cherry blossoms. Michael's valedictorian speech, a quiet manifesto on hidden hearts. Coach walked Mom down an aisle of sorts. Not wedding, but a commitment ceremony for all four. Tates and Harpers, blended anew. We left for NYU that summer, Michael and I in a cramped dorm, posters of Dad and Coach's old games on the walls. Love grew steady. Walks in Washington Square, hands brushing public, kisses stolen in rain. No perfection, arguments over Dad's shadow, Michael's art deadlines clashing my econ classes. But humanistic truth, love isn't absence of pain, but presence through it. Last fall, 2025, we returned for homecoming. Coach retired, ring from Mom glinting. At the quarry, our dock of dreams, we stood, foreheads touching, lake whispering below. I love you, Michael said, simple as sunrise. Always, I echoed. In Millbrook, secrets don't stay buried, but neither does hope. The drive back to Millbrook that October felt like rewinding a tape to the night everything splintered, but with fresh cracks in the reel. Michael gripped the wheel of our shared Civic, battered from city potholes, sticker-bombed with indie band logos, his knuckles white against the fading autumn palette whipping by on I-87. Upstate New York unfolded like a memory quilt. Rolling hills dusted gold, farm stands hawking pumpkins the size of kegs, billboards for bass pro shops and Jesus Saves revivals. We'd been in the city a year, carving out our version of normal. Late nights at Washington Square open mic, where Michael sketched strangers while I nursed overpriced IPAs, dreaming of grad school coaching gigs. But home tugged, insistent as a bad knee. You think they'll have changed the playbook? Michael joked, voice light but eyes distant. He meant the team, sure, but we both knew. The town. Last homecoming, post-scandal, it was parades and pie fights masking the undercurrent of side-eyes. Harlan's arrest had been a lightning rod. 6 months in county for the threat, his construction firm boycotted till it folded. But grudges in Millbrook fermented like moonshine. I squeezed his thigh, casual affection we'd earned. Coach, retired Bill, said it's all rainbows now. Literally. Booster Club flies the flag at games. He snorted. Yeah, till someone spikes the punch with holy water. We pulled into town limits at dusk, sodium lamps flickering on like hesitant fireflies. Main Street, the diner with its neon, open sign buzzing eternal, the five and dime shuttered since Amazon's siege, Lisa's flower shop bursting mums in defiant color. Mom's Prius was already at the house, steam rising from a pot roast that smelled of rosemary and reconciliation. Ellen Harper, ever the anchor, had aged into her strength, gray streaks artful now, laugh lines mapping battles won. Boys, she enveloped us on the porch, flour-dusted apron maternal as ever. Michael, you need a haircut. Alex, stop slouching, city life's ruining that posture. Inside, the living room hummed. Coach, William, officially now, sprawled in Dad's old recliner, remote in hand, Packers versus Bears droning low. Lisa bustled from the kitchen, her once stern bun loosened to waves, hugging Michael fierce. Mijo, you look happy. Skinny but happy. Dinner was a symphony of catch-up. My econ internship at a Brooklyn nonprofit, teaching queer youth financial literacy. Ironic, healing. Michael's graphic design gigs for off-Broadway posters. One earning a Village Voice nod. Laughter flowed, but undercurrents swirled. William's quiet glances at Mom, their hands brushing over mashed potatoes, a courtship blooming slow as spring thaw. Later, Michael and I escaped to the backyard, fire pit crackling under a canopy of stars pricked sharp against the black. Millbrook nights were velvet quiet, no siren wail or subway rumble, just owls hooting judgment. We leaned into each other on the Adirondack chairs, my arm around his shoulders, his head on my chest. Romance here was elemental. The snap of logs, his fingers tracing lazy eights on my knee, whispers of remember when laced with what if. Think Dad's watching. Michael murmured, nodding at the sky. We'd bonded over that, his absentee father a phantom, mine a saint with sins. Probably critiquing our form. I chuckled, but it hollowed. The secrets lingered, ghosts at the feast. William's full confession had come piecemeal. Dad's proposal to Mama Mercy after a fight, where Tom chose safety over scandal. Letters burned in a bonfire the night before the wedding, ashes scattered in the quarry. Michael, learning his lineage, had raged at Lisa for the lie. Protecting you from busybody ants, she'd sobbed. But forgiveness came in therapy sessions we all joined, virtual now from the city. A twig snapped. Jake Harlan, of all people, emerging from the treeline like a bad sequel. Once my blocker, now a hulking shadow at the community college, his dad's fall leaving him adrift. Harper, Reyes. His voice gravel, eyes bloodshot, booze or regret. Michael tensed. I stood, hand out. Jake, didn't expect you. Heard you were back. Dad's out. Parole hearing next month. He shuffled, boots scuffing dirt. Wanted to say sorry. For the shit. The forum posts, the everything. Air thickened. Michael's grip bruised my wrist. Why now? I asked, even as hope flickered. Redemption arcs weren't just Hollywood. Jake rubbed his neck, bull-like. Therapy. Court mandated. Made me see. I was scared. Of change. Of you two being braver than me. He extended a six-pack, Bud Light sweating in the chill. Truce. We accepted, uneasy. Beers cracked around the fire, stories tumbling. Jake's gig at the mill, a girlfriend from Binghamton who doesn't give a damn about labels. Laughter edged in, tentative. By embers dying, he clapped my shoulder, hard, but brotherly. You're good men. Town's learning. He left. We exhaled. Think it's real? Michael asked, burrowing closer. Has to be, or we burn it all down. Homecoming weekend blurred. Bonfire pep rally where the cheer squad waved pride flags mid-chant. Tailgate with Lisa's deviled eggs and William's bad dad jokes. On the field, alumni game. Me and Michael subbing in, jerseys faded but fits true. The snap, the hike, the spiral arcing perfect under Friday lights. Crowd roared, no slurs, just cheers, a kid in the stands with a sign. Love wins touchdowns. But Saturday night, the real game, the dance in the gym, streamers in school colors, DJs spinning Post Malone into Springsteen. We arrived suits thrift vintage. Michael's tie askew, my hair gelled rebellious. Eyes followed, not all kind, but fewer knives. Sarah, now a junior counselor, pulled us to the floor for a slow one. All of me. John Legend crooning vulnerability. We swayed, foreheads touching again, the gym's disco ball fracturing light like promises. His breath warm on my neck. This is us. Real. Then the mic crackled. Principal, paunchy in a polo, tapping for attention. Folks, a word. Last year, we faced darkness. Threats, division. But look around. These boys, Alex and Michael, showed us heart. Courage. Tonight, we honor that. Applause thundered. We froze, spotlit. Michael's hand slipped to my waist, anchoring. But in the crowd, a face. Harlan Sr., uninvited, parole anklet glinting under slacks, eyes venom despite the bars. Post-dance, we piled into the Civic, buzzed on adrenaline and punch. Quarry-bound, classic haunt. But en route, headlights tailing. Harlan's F-150, hulking in the mirror. Pull over, I said, gut twisting. Michael complied at the overlook, engine ticking cool. Harlan blocked us, stepping out shotgun racked, but unloaded, bluff or threat. Knew you'd run here. Romantic spot for fruits. William's truck crested behind. Mom's shotgun, backup intuitive. Stand down, Harlan. Coach bellowed, voice canyon deep. Your boy's grown. So should you. Harlan sneered. Pate, you started this sodomy circus. Ruined my family. Mom exited, calm fury. Tom Harper loved you like kin, Harlan. Hid his truth to keep peace. Don't make his son pay for yours. Words warred. Harlan's bile versus our chorus. Cops arrived, lights strobing, anonymous tip, Mom's text. He was cuffed again, violations piling. Stalking, intimidation. As they hauled him, he spat at me. You'll burn, boy. In the fallout, Michael shattered. Back at the house, he paced, fists clenched. It's never over. We fight. We win, they claw back. Why us? I pulled him down, holding through tremors. Because we're the story they can't erase. Human, messy love anyway. Dawn broke. We drove back to the city, Harlan's echo fading. But the call came Tuesday. Michael's mom, hysterical. Lisa found at home. Harlan's parting gift, a brick through her shop window. Sinner scrawled in red. Rage boiled. We returned, boarded up glass mocking. Michael donned gloves, sweeping shards, symbolic purge. William hammered plywood. Mom vacuumed. I held Lisa as she wept. He took my dad from me once. Michael muttered, tossing debris. Not you. Rebuild became ritual. Community poured in. Sarah's crew glazing windows. Jake hauling supplies gratis. By week's end, the shop bloomed anew. Pride mural on the wall. 2 silhouettes under stars, quarry-inspired. Yet doubt not Michael. Late night, city apartment. Rain lashing Brooklyn brownstones. He confessed. What if I drag you down forever? Millbrook's curse. I cupped his face, thumbs tracing jaw. Then we lift together. That's the romance. No heroes, just us. Winter deepened. NYU midterms ground us. But Christmas pulled homeward. Amtrak rattling north. Snow blanketed Millbrook like absolution. Icicles dripping from eaves. Holiday lights strung festive, but tension hummed. Harlan's hearing loomed January. Eve at Mom's. Tree aglow with ornaments Dad carved. Tiny footballs, now joined by rainbow baubles from city friends. Feast traditional. Ham-glazed honey. Lisa's tamales stealing show. Toasts clinked. William to truths unearthed. Mom to family forged. Midnight mass skipped. We opted pagan. Fire pit redux. Mulled cider steaming. Michael and I slipped away to the dock. Frozen lake creaking under moonlight. Skates rented from the shop. We glided tentative. Hands linked. Laughter echoing as we fell in heaps. There, on ice slick as risk, he dropped to knee. Not proposal, but pledge. Alex Harper, I choose you. Every storm. Mess and all. Tears froze on lashes. Ditto, Reyes. Kiss sealed it. Soft, enduring, stars witnesses. But by kitsch lurked. New Year's, confetti settling. The letter arrived. Dad's unburned cash. Unearthed in William's attic during Reno. Tom Harper's scrawl. To me, unborn. Son, if you're reading, no love's not linear. I chose your mom for the life we built, but Billy holds my wild heart. Be wilder. Love loud. Michael read over shoulder, weeping. He knew. Somehow. Closure, bittersweet. We framed it, hung by our bed. Spring 2025 bloomed defiant. Michael's exhibit at a Hudson Valley gallery. Quarry series, abstracts of light on water, us implied in strokes. Sold out. Critics called it Tinder revolution. Mine, assistant coach at a Queens rec league. Queer kids suiting up fearless. William visited, pride paternal. Yet climax crested Memorial Day. Millbrook Fest, barbecue, bands, Harlan paroled, and prowling edges. He cornered us at the beer tent, sober suit ill fit. Ruined me. He slurred. No, clear-eyed venom. But God forgives. You. Michael stepped forward, voice steel. Forgive? Earn it. Harlan crumpled. Not fight. Sobbing. Lost everything. Jake hates me. Help. Redemption's hook. We mediated. AA meetings, family counseling. Jake bridged, tentative. Harlan worked Lisa's shop, sweeping floors humble. Not fairy tale, slips happened, apologies raw. But progress, a nod at games, his sign and stands, proud fan. Summer waned. We planned forever. Joint lease, rings eventual. At the quarry, annual rite, we swam naked in heat. Innocent joy, no more. Emerging renewed. Love's arc, conflicts forge, betrayals temper, emotions polish. Humanistic end, not triumph, but tending the flame. In Millbrook, under those same stars, we whispered dreams. And for once, no shadows loomed. The summer of 25 in Brooklyn was a pressure cooker of heat waves and half-formed futures, the kind that makes you question if air conditioning is God's apology for July. Our new place, a walk-up in bed-stewy with creaky stairs and a fire escape that doubled as al fresco dining, smelled of fresh paint and takeout falafel from the halal cart on Nostrand. Michael thrived in the chaos, sketchpads everywhere. His latest commission a mural for a Bushwick coffee shop depicting urban lovers in silhouette, inspired by subway glances. Me? I juggled coaching clinics by day and night classes on sports psych, dissecting why athletes like us armor up against the world. But Millbrook's tendrils pulled. Weekly calls from Mom. Harlan's meeting his sponsor, stuck to it this time. Or Lisa. Shop's booming. That mural you boys suggested? Tourists snap pics like it's the Louvre. Progress reports, laced with come home soon. Michael bristled at first. It's not home anymore. But I saw the ache, the boy who once dreamed of escape now missing the anchor. August scorched. We fled to the lake house William rented on Lake George. Neutral ground, Adirondack escape. The cabin, knotty pine walls, screened porch overlooking water glassy as Michael's eyes at dawn. Mom and Lisa arrived with coolers. William with fishing rods and a cooler of narratives unspoken. First night, bonfire on the dock, sparks ascending like liberated secrets. Cider flowed, stories unearthed. William finally spilled the full reel, 94, him and Dad sneaking beers at the quarry, first kiss fumbling under meteor shower. Thought it was phase, he admitted, voice gravel. Till it wasn't. Tom wrote poems, bad ones, full of football metaphors for desire. Mom laughed, surprising us. He did that with me too. You're my Hail Mary. I kept one in my hope chest. Vulnerability circled, a pact renewed. Michael sketched by firelight, me beside, head on shoulder. Romance distilled. No grand gestures, just the rhythm of breath sinking. His pencil scratches a lullaby. But conflict brewed domestic. Next morn, canoe outing. Me and Michael paddling tandem. William and Mom trailing. Water lapped lazy. Then Michael dipped, or, splashing me playful. I retaliated. War ensued. Canoe tipping. Us plunging and shrieking. Laughter bubbled up with lake water, pure, childlike. Shoreside, drying on towels, he turned serious. Alex, that pledge on ice. Rings next summer? After graduation. Heart swelled. Hell yes. Courthouse, then party at the quarry. His smile lit brighter than sun. But phone buzzed. Jake. Dad relapsed. Smashed Mom's urn. Need backup. Duty called. We cut trip short, piling into the Civic for the 4-hour haul. Millbrook greeted with rain-slick streets, the house lights dim. Harlan Sr. on the porch, handcuffed already, local PD swift. Jake paced, face thunder. Pops found Dad's old letters. To you, coach. Freaked, thought it was. Contagious or some bullshit. William sighed, heavy. Old wounds. Inside, mediation, Harlan broken, not belligerent. Saw Tom's words, love like that. Terrified it'd claim me too. Therapy speak, halting. We listened, me holding Michael's hand under table, channeling our own fractures. Resolution fragile. Harlan to rehab. Jake crashing our city couch indefinite. He arrived weeks later, duffel in hand, crashing on our futon amid art supplies and protein shakes. Big brother vibe. Grilling burgers on the fire escape, blasting ESPN, but nights he'd crack. Dad's poison. Don't let it be yours. It bonded us odd. Three guys navigating manhood's minefield. Michael taught him Photoshop. I dragged him to rec games, where he'd block for the kids with a grin. Whispers of Harlan's gay now circulated Millbrook via Jake's updates, but we ignored. Truth wasn't conversion, just confrontation. Fall semester hit like a blitz. NYU's campus. Leaves carpeting paths, coffee carts steaming. My thesis on queer resilience in team sports poured from gut. Interviews with ex-players, data on outed athletes' comebacks. Michael's senior show loomed. Hidden plays. Installations blending football gear with love letters. Dad's poems etched in leather. Opening night. Gallery in Chelsea. White walls humming elite. Suits mingled with artists. Mom and Lisa in from train. William beaming paternal. Harlan even showed. Sober, suit pressed, Jake flanking proud. Pieces drew gasps. A helmet cracked, spilling confetti hearts. Bleachers sculpted from wire. Two figures entwined below. Michael's speech. This is for the boys who hid. For Tom, for Billy, for us. Love's the ultimate play. Risky, but worth the fumble. Applause, tears. Post-reception, we escaped to the High Line. Elevated park, city lights sprawling. Walked railside, hands swinging, his head on my shoulder. Proud, he asked. Bursting. Kiss there, public unapologetic. Passers-by glancing, but no stares. Progress personal. But betrayal's shadow lengthened. November, election cycle raging. National fever pitching local. Millbrook's mayor, a Harlan ally pre-fall, ran smear ads veiled. Protect our traditions. Targeted the Pride mural, calling it indoctrination. Petitions circulated. School board meeting erupted, slurs flying. We zoomed in, faces grim. This is 94 Redux, William growled. Mom rallied. PDA counterpetition, 500 signatures overnight. Climax brewed at the quarry, our sanctum, now flashpoint. Vandals struck, fags spray-painted on rocks, tires slashed on Lisa's van parked nearby. Michael found it pre-dawn jog, called me hysterical. They're winning. We lose ground. I raced upstate, found him scrubbing graffiti, hands raw. Pulled him away, stop. It's bait. He whirled, eyes wild. Bait? It's war. Every step, they push. What if we quit? Fade back to city shadows. Doubt's knife. Quit. That's them winning. We're Harpers, Reyes, Tates, stubborn as hell. Argument escalated. Him accusing me of naivete, me him of cowardice. Words like shrapnel. You chase glory. I chase peace. He stormed to the ledge, back turned. Panic surged. Michael, wait. He spun, face crumpling. I love you too much to break you here. Bridge burned. I left, driving blind through rain. City swallowed me, apartment echoing empty. Jake found me on fire escape, beer in hand. He'll call. Love's not linear, right? Your words. Days blurred, classes skipped, coaching autopilot. Mom's texts, he's hurting too. Come home. Thanksgiving loomed. I resisted. Then voicemail, Michael, voice wrecked. Found something. Dad's. At the cabin. Need you. Heart seized. Drove through Turkey traffic, arriving dusk. Cabin aglow. He waited on dock. Bundled, envelope in hand. Tom's journal, he said, handing it. William found it cleaning. Last entries, before the wreck. Pages yellowed, Dad's script looping. Regrets over hidden life, pride in my toddler mischief, plea to William. Tell Alex, if I go early. Love fierce, no apologies. And to unborn me. You're the best play I ever called. Tears mingled. He saw us, I whispered. Knew we'd fight this. Michael nodded, pulling me close. Forgive my run. Fear's old habit. Always. Embrace thawed. Kiss deepened. Rain pattering romantic veil. Reunion rippled. Back in Millbrook for holiday, we faced the board, united front, journal excerpts read aloud. Mayor's ads tanked, murals stayed. Harlan testified. I was the vandal once. Not anymore. Let boys be. Victory Pyrrhic. Scars lingered, but momentum shifted. Jake stayed cityside, interning at my nonprofit. Harlan volunteered at Lisa's, flowers for second chances. Winter wove tighter. Christmas, tree trimming with all. William proposing to Mom under mistletoe, rings simple gold. We cheered, Michael's hand in mine. New Year, resolution not lists, but vow. Therapy tandem, facing phantoms. Spring unfurled, graduation duel. NYU caps for us, Millbrook honorary for coach. Speech mine, from locker rooms to lakesides, loves the truth we carry. Don't hide it. Crowd rose. Michael kissed me stage front, flashbulbs popping. Summer circled, rings shopped in Soho, quarry wedding planned, small, starside. Betrayals mended, conflicts cauterized. Human arc, not end, but ever-unfolding play. The quarry wedding dawned mist-shrouded, July 4th, 2026. A date picked for fireworks literal and not. The sky a canvas of promise over Millbrook's hidden heart. We'd kept it intimate. 20 souls on the dock, rented chairs draped wildflowers. Lisa foraged, a justice of the peace with a Brooklyn accent from our city circle. No tuxes, khakis and button-downs. Michael's sleeves rolled. My tie is gift, embroidered with tiny footballs and hearts. The air hummed cicadas and lake lap, freedom's echo in every breath. Mom fussed hems. William adjusted boutonnieres, eyes misty, like burying the past. Boys. Jake, best man proxy, clapped backs gruff, don't fumble the vows. Harlan lingered edges, invited tentative, sober chip pinned proud. Michael waited at the altar, makeshift arch of driftwood and lights, hair windswept, smile nervous bright. Our eyes locked as I walked the aisle, Mom's arm steady. Vows poured. Mine. You caught my spiral when I couldn't see the field. I choose you, fumbles and all. His. You taught me hiding's the real loss. Forever's our play. Rings slid, silver bands etched, wild hearts. Kiss sealed, cheers erupted. Fireworks cracked premature, stars winking approval. Reception. Picnic spread on blankets, Lisa's tamales, Mom's pie, Jake's playlist blending Springsteen anthems with Chapel Roan. Dances barefoot. Us slow under lanterns, parents swaying tipsy. Harlan approached hesitant. Beautiful. Deserve it. Handshake firm. Bridge crossed. Honeymoon. Road trip upstate loop, Lake Placid cabins. Montreal detour for poutine and anonymity. Days blurred hikes and hammocks. Nights tangled whispers. Love physical now, but tender, explored in consent's light. No rush. Depth in dialogue, bodies mapping trust. Back to Brooklyn, married rhythm settled. Apartment upgraded, loft in Crown Heights, space for Michael's studio, my office stacked case studies. Careers crested. His agency contract, queer-focused branding. Mine, head coach at a Bronx charter, team diverse as dreams. But life layered conflict subtle. Fall brought fertility talks, surrogacy whispers, donor debates. Kids. Michael mused over breakfast bagels. Little us yes, tackling life? I nodded, but fear flickered, passing pain? Millbrook's ghost? Therapy unpacked. We're enough foundation, counselor affirmed. Winter tested. William's health scare. Prostate, early catch, but chemo loomed. We shuttled, holding vigil. Mom's strength steel, Lisa's faith buoy. Harlan visited hospital, awkward amends. Wish I'd been better uncle figure. William waved it. Water under bridge, or quarry. Recovery mirrored ours. Slow gains, gratitude's grit. Spring 2027. Announcement, surrogate pregnant. Our egg/sperm cocktail, via clinic. Joy cautious, ultrasound sacred. Millbrook visit. Quarry blessing. Dad's journal read lakeside. To the grands. Michael toasted ethereal. Climax domestic. Birth August. City hospital chaos. Boy. Elias Tate Harper Reyes. Wailing fierce. Dark hair Michael's. Hazel eyes mine. Holding him. Swaddled. World narrowed. Love sequel. Vulnerable. Challenges piled. Sleep deprivation. Colic cries echoing loft. Arguments flared. Diaper duties. Career pulls. You're gone too much. Michael snapped one dawn. Elias fretful. I countered, building for him. Stormed out. Run through Prospect Park. Leaves crunching regret. Reconciliation Park bench. We're parents now. Scared shitless. Hug healed. Packed. Date nights. Therapy tune-ups. Years folded. Elias toddling. First words ball. Quarry trips teaching skips. Jake godfather. Harlan gramps. Honorary. Spoiling with tools. William and mom's wedding. 28. Lakeside Echo. Us officiating. Full circle. By 2030, Millbrook transformed. Pride Center and Old Diner. Coach Tate scholarships for out athletes. We visited Summers. Dock our compass. One eve, Elias asleep back seat. Michael and I on porch swing. Creek familiar. 10 years, he murmured. Hand over mine. Best play. Forehead touch. Stars above. Humanistic close. Love endures. Not flawless, but fiercely chosen. In America's heartland shadows, we lit our own.